Welcome back to the best division in football with your boys Awthentik and The Beard, man. We got a major week of football today, man, and we got them Washington Commanders on Thursday Night Football. What about us, though? We don't get no Thursday night game. Leaving my Giants out here to dry. We also got the Cowboys headed to Philadelphia to take on the Eagles, and the Ravens are headed up to MetLife to take on the New York Giants, a game that I'm extremely worried about. We're going to get into that breakdown tonight. Appreciate everybody showing up nice and early in the chat. We got a fantastic gift that we are giving away tonight on our trivia section, so definitely stay tuned for that. And without further ado, man, let me bring in the best co-host in the country with the most gangster beard, man, the strong side to my left side. Y'all know what it is over here, man. Shout out my guy one time. The Beard is in the building. What's up, fam? How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. As best as I could possibly be, considering, you know, it's game day, and what does ESPN do but drop a bomb? Yeah, there it is. I had to make my own sound effect. Yeah, I mean, you know, obviously, this is like the second week in the last 3 weeks where a story has broke about the Washington Commanders prior to a game. So, you know, but listen, I literally just tweeted this out. I was like, is Daniel Snyder putting on a helmet tonight? Is he lacing it up and playing tonight? No. So to me, he's not even on my radar. I'm about the guys who are gonna go out there and help me get a win. That's what I'm all about right now. So
Brian Robinson getting a start tonight. I saw that.
Brian Robinson's getting a start tonight, but once again, that doesn't mean anything if they don't run the ball. But we will get to that, obviously. Shout out to anybody who is on the lookout for a run the damn ball hat for the Beard. I'm currently working on it, but no, it's great to get a Thursday night game. I think next week we play Monday night. So it's like, you know, kind of got these back-to-back Sundays. I'll be able to go over to Abuela's house this Sunday and get some good old-fashioned Abuela cooking.
Y'all get a little rest, too, coming off that Thursday game. Give you an extra day of rest and whatnot coming off that
but, I mean, listen, if we don't win, there's going to be no rest.
Oh,
you know what
I'm
saying?
If y'all don't win, that's going to be 5 straight, man. Listen,
I'm excited.
As my homie Chaz would say. That's definitely damn it time.
Yeah, I'm excited, though. You know, I always try to look at it like how you do. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, bad Commanders football is better than no Commanders football. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I'm excited.
That sounded good for me last year.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, hey, Giants football, man, you know, it's better than, no Giants football, even if it's bad football. But we got some good Giants football this year. I'm a happy man. But hoping y'all get the win tonight, man. I'm definitely hoping y'all get the win so y'all can get back in the mix, man. And, NFC East can continue to rise to the top of the league. It's the best division in football, man.
Yeah, we definitely have to do our part because we haven't so far. But I'm excited. It's Thursday Night Football. It's great to have everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody in chat. Shout out to everybody subscribe to the channel, sharing on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. The last couple of shows have been absolutely amazing, and that's because of you people in the chat watching, whether it's on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Twitch. So I just wanted to, start things off on the right foot by thanking the people because, that's what we do here at Awthentik and The Beard, a podcast for the people, by the people. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh, that's like, and I did get to watch How High with my girl just the other day. When he was explaining the Bufu clothes.
Yeah.
Dean was like, Bufu? It's kind of like that. You kind of gave him the FUBU vibes right there for us, by us. But, yeah, man, let's say some shout-outs to the people in the chat, man. And let's get this show on the road, man. Let's get to talking about some NFC East football, man.
Rocking and rolling with the first one in the building today. Throwing a bicep in the chat early. Old man Rob, what's going on? Good to see you. Good to see you, my man. Coach Taylor's in the building. Big shout-out to J-Mo. Appreciate you stopping by.
Salute.
Waterfly says he is dropping money on the Commanders tonight, even with Wentz.
We'll get to that. We gonna get to that. I've been seeing people pouring it on, putting dirt on Carson Wentz's grave. Like, yeah, we're gonna see.
Yeah, not fair. But big shout out to Lucas checking in all the way from Australia. Says, dear football gods, baby Jesus. Please hook our brother Beard up today. He needs this one. Yes, we definitely need a.
Oh, I didn't mean that.
Come on, man. Jay Gene is in the building. Says one benefit of the Giants' years of suck is that one underdog comeback win feels like the Super Bowl. Still high off the win. Definitely deserve to be.
Definitely
feel that way.
That Packers pack on a Thursday.
For sure. Big shout out to Kai001, one of our resident Cowboy fans here at Authentic and The Beard. We appreciate you as always.
Big salute,
My
brother.
man Ken, Mr. Bill, SSK Promo. Good evening, sir. Thank you for stopping by. Mr. Mini Guy with his, traditional yo.
Little mic
What's
check.
going on?
Like yo.
Big shout out to Angela from Dear Angela's Vintage. Says, hey, Authentic and The Beard. Everyone make sure to hit the thumbs up and subscribe. We appreciate you for sure. Sebastian, the best television show not on TV, y'all. Appreciate you.
Salute, sac passe.
Zach is checking in from his own college football game. Let's go Mountaineers, West Virginia University. Shout out to Zach. Hopefully you guys can get a dub tonight. Steven Ars is in the building. Good to see you, Steven. Who else we got? Michael Knight. That sounds like that's like a Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton, or I was going to say Michael Keaton in Batman, but we'll go. Yeah,
Michael Knight is the character from Knight Rider. Michael Knight. Remember the Currency record? Michael Knight.
Big shout out to Lou. Oh, there you go. That's a nice sound effect. Lou Mateo. Still watching.
Lou Mateo in the building.
Still watching the Giants game. Big shout out to Lax O Fo for the $1.99 super chat. Says, what's going on, fellas? Happy Thursday. Appreciate you stopping by.
Happy Thursday to you, fam.
Big shout out to Joe Deals, our resident Chicago Bears fan. Big game today, buddy.
Big game today. Big matchup. Got a vintage rivalry going on here.
That's where Ron Rivera played his whole career in Chicago. Charles Leno was a Chicago Bear, now playing for Washington Commanders. So there's a little bit of, back and forth going on here. Big shout out to No Mets, No Nets, No Jets. Appreciate you stopping by. And it's always good to get one of these calls to the wild out early in the show. Big shout out to Tuto for the $4.99 super chat. Says, massive salute to Authentic and Beard, and for all Giants fans around the world, slap all stinky buds losers out of the front door.
Still got to get the enunciation on that.
I'm working on it, and I think about it every time I try to say it too. And F all Ravens losers as well. Salute Italy.
Big salute to Tuto, man. Good to see you in the building, fam.
Shout out to everybody in chat. We appreciate you guys rocking with us tonight. If you are watching on Facebook, Twitter, or Twitch, don't forget to get over here to YouTube because we are giving away some amazing stuff tonight.
Big time, man. Sponsored by the channel one more time.
Vintage Sports Flips. We're going to give you guys all that information when we do the giveaway. You can also find all the links to find him on Instagram, YouTube, his eBay and Etsy stores. All that stuff is in the description of this video. So make sure you guys check him out. Go show him some love, because he's definitely blessing the Authentic and the Beard family tonight.
Definitely. Big shout out to our Vintage Sports Flips for sponsoring this episode, man, along with Manscaped. Salute to you, brother. We definitely appreciate you reaching out, man. So make sure y'all stay tuned, man. That trivia gift is, I'm telling you, it took everything in my soul not to go over there and just steal all of that stuff and just keep it here in the lab. But we're gonna give it out to a lucky winner tonight. So make sure y'all rock with us. Today's show going to be about an hour long. We're going to try to get y'all out of here about 8 o'clock. We got 3 games to go over. Loving this first matchup too, man. So let's get right into it and chop it up about the Cowboys at the Eagles. All right, man. 5-0 Philadelphia Eagles welcome the 4-1 Dallas Cowboys. Both surprising records, if you ask me. I knew we thought that the Philadelphia Eagles would be somewhere near the top of the division, but to be sitting at 5-0 this late in the season is pretty ridiculous. This is the 3rd time in franchise history that the Philadelphia Eagles have started off a season at 5-0. They are favored in this game by 6 points, according to FanDuel here. Last week, the Cowboys beat the Rams in Los Angeles 22-10, and the Eagles took care of business against them Cardinals. Kind of lucked up, if you ask me, with that missed field goal at the end by Matt Amendola. The Eagles end up going on to win that game 20-17. Now, the Eagles, I'm so excited to see a matchup like this. at this point in the season, because this is for bragging rights early on in the year. If the Dallas Cowboys win this game, they're going to jump out the front to first place in the NFC East because they'll have the tiebreaker on the Philadelphia Eagles if they win that particular game on Sunday. And it's a Sunday night matchup. The NFL definitely knew what they was doing with this one. Looking like it's going to be no Dak Prescott, but Cooper Rush is going to be getting the start again, man, and he's 4-0 this season. He's got a 4-game winning streak, and during that streak, Cooper Rush has been playing some pretty sound football, man. He's 65 for 105 with 4 touchdowns. And the nugget for me, man, is the 0 interceptions. I think that's an amazing feat right there. He's only been sacked 5 times on the season so far through 4 games. And the Eagles, man, I think he's going to have a tall task here, man, going up against this Eagles defense, especially when it comes to the passing attack here. The Eagles have allowed just one 100-yard receiver all season, and it is your boy, Mr. Terry McLaurin.
Yes,
had
sir.
102 yards against them Philadelphia Eagles. So I'm going to toss this one to you, man. What's your thoughts on this matchup right off the gate? And let me know what you're thinking about, the Cowboys heading over to Philadelphia to take on the Eagles.
I think you hit a lot of great points. This is a very important game, especially with the way that the NFC East race is started out the gate with the Giants 4-1, the Cowboys 4-1, the Eagles 5-0. This is a really big game within the division. Listen, the Cowboys are winning off of defense and being careful with the football, okay? Now, the Dallas Cowboys have allowed the 3rd fewest points in the National Football League. They've only allowed 72 points this season. I feel like Washington's given up 72 points and a half. But, Dallas, 72 points in 5 games, okay? They're number 2 in the NFL in sacks with 20 sacks, okay? So this is going to be a game of the trenches right here.
Number two with 20 sacks. I think I know who's number 1.
Who's number 1?
I want to say it's the Philadelphia Eagles.
No. San Francisco 49ers with 21.
Ooh, okay. San Francisco. And then double checking, Philadelphia is 4th in the league right now. They got 17. So San Fran's getting to the quarterback. That's what's up.
It's going to be a game in the trenches. That's what I wholeheartedly believe. I believe this game is going to be won and lost in the trenches, and definitely the turnover battle. Okay, so Philadelphia has the best turnover differential of any team in the NFL right now at +9. Dallas, not too far behind at +5. What's really interesting, though, is that each one of them only have 2 turnovers all year long. So it's like they're both forcing turnovers and they're both being careful with the football. It's going to be, these teams are very, very similar when it comes to, like, if you're breaking down some of these statistics here. But, the big difference is Philadelphia is averaging 27 points per game, whereas Dallas is only averaging 18.6 points per game. Philly allows 17. Dallas only allows 14.4 points per game. So if Philly's offense, their defense for Cowboys has been spectacular. If Philadelphia's offense can show up and protect the ball and put the points up on the board, because nobody else has been able to do it, I still don't know if a quarterback has thrown for more than 200 yards against the Cowboys yet. Unless I'm sure Stafford did it.
I think Stafford did.
Stafford had to have done it, right?
Even though he didn't have a great game. I mean, he was all over the place. But he did have over 200 because I remember he had the big play to the young wide receiver, and he had the big play to Cooper Kupp.
Yeah. So I'm assuming he probably broke that streak. But nonetheless, it's kind of crazy, So it's just, for me, this is a great matchup. And Cooper Rush, Dallas Cowboys, they're not turning the ball over. 2 turnovers all year long, okay? So who's going to make the mistake and who's going to capitalize off the mistake? That's going to be the big thing here. For me,
I'm glad you bring up that point because Philadelphia has been better at the takeaways this season. They're number 1 in the league right now as far as takeaways go. And I, the Cowboys, man, here's the thing too, is that the offenses that they've faced have been a little bit suspect. Not normally, but just this year so far, they've been a little bit suspect. And shout out to Philly Mike. He does a show on YouTube and a podcast as well. When I tuned into him last week, he was completely hammered drunk on the podcast too. It was hilarious. But he posted a great tweet about the offenses that the Cowboys defense has faced. They face the Bucs, who are 21st right now, the Bengals, who are 22nd, the Giants, who are 23rd, the Commanders, who are 19th, and the Rams, who are 26th. So a lot of those teams on that list seem to be like they have really good offenses, but either are getting off to a slow start or maybe it's just have just regressed. You know, we don't know what's going on. I know the Bucs have dealt with a lot of injuries there. Commanders' offense doesn't seem to be that bad, but to be sitting at 19 seems a little strange. But I thought that was a good little nugget, you know, coming into this game, that you got to look at the competition that they have faced as well, too.
Yeah, and I totally agree with you on that. And it's almost like how much of their games against those teams' games against Dallas have affected their overall offensive rankings.
Overall ranking, yeah.
You know, so but I don't think Dallas has faced a quarterback quite like Jalen Hurts yet. And I think that's going to be the telling, you know, tale right there is Micah Parsons is the type of guy that can find Jalen Hurts and chase him down. That there's no question about that. We are all on the same page, no matter who you root for in the National Football League. Micah Parsons is a guy. Okay. Now, Jalen Hurts is a guy, but not everybody has come to realize that quite yet, like they have Micah Parsons. So to me, that's going to be the big thing is, can Jalen Hurts elude Micah Parsons and make plays? And I think that's going to be the difference maker. I am going to take Philadelphia. I'm going to take Philadelphia to win this game. I'm going to take the Eagles to win this game 24-17.
24, so that's a good little score to pick, you know, good 24-21, 24-17, 20. I like these scores. You give yourself a little bit of room. Shout out to my man Skywalker Steele, man, William Steele, man. He also posted something on Twitter I thought was a good piece of information here, man. He talked about the Dallas offense, and he says the Dallas offense has to be better this week. They're in the past 4 weeks, these are over the last 4 weeks statistics, they're second worst at reaching the red zone. They're fourth worst on third downs. The 3-and-out percentage throughout some of these games has been pretty ridiculous, 60% in one of their games. And their touchdown rate, 20%, 18%, 15%, and 10% in the last 4 weeks. And 71% of the scoring have been field goals. That's the highest in the NFL in the past 4 weeks. So Dallas offense definitely has to be better in this game. They've been, you know, Cooper Rush, I know we talked about it a little bit, people kind of bringing up the quarterback controversy thing. You know, I think we got to pump the brakes, put him back where he belongs, put him back on the bench when Dak Prescott gets back out here. It's not, to my knowledge, I don't know if Dak Prescott is going to be out there for this game. I do think that if he is, that completely is going to increase the chances of the Dallas Cowboys winning this one. I got to go with Philly in this one too, man. I just think it's going to be extremely hard to stop Jalen Hurts in this rushing attack. Miles Sanders seems to be, you know, coming along and you know, embracing his role as a true number one running back, I feel like, over there. And then, you know, with the threats they have on the outside, man, and Devonta Smith, A.J. Brown, it's going to be real hard for the Cowboys to stop them. And, you know, we've seen great play out of that Cowboys defense, but their secondary is definitely giving up some yards. That's for fact. You saw Diggs in the last game. You know, you saw the back of his jersey just a little too much, if you ask me. And I do think he's one of the premier cornerbacks in this league. I'm not one of the people that, you know, say, oh, he's garbage, he just gets interceptions.
He makes big plays.
He makes big plays, man. And that's what football is all about. I mean, especially from the defensive side of the ball, the way that you can completely change the landscape of a game with just one turnover, one takeaway like that. I think having a cornerback on your team like that is extremely valuable. But I'm gonna go with the Eagles in this one too, man. The thing for me that's difficult to decide on is this going to be a close game. My heart is telling me it's not. It's not going to be a close game. I think Philly pulls away with this game in the third quarter. I'm going to take the Eagles in this one 31 to I'm going to go 31-19 Eagles.
Ooh, so they're going to they're going to expose that Dallas defense this week, huh, man?
Yeah, because I think that to compete with the Eagles, you're going to have to put up points on the board. That team is sound across the board, man. They're really a good team. I don't know where the holes lie on that team. You know, great tight end. Wide receivers are solid. Running backs are good. They have depth at the running back position. People might say the quarterback is the spot where you might look to and go, oh, you know, Jalen Hurts is kind of just getting by. But I'm a big believer in Jalen Hurts. I know you're a big believer in Jalen Hurts. That defense has been playing fantastic football, man. What's the free agent acquisition they scooped up for pass rush? Hassan Reddick. That dude's been balling out, man. 4.5 sacks on the season, man.
Bradbury's playing good.
They were talking about them having the best tandem of cornerbacks in the league, which I think they're
Slay.
Definitely top five. You know, definitely top five.
Be.
And the Eagles, man, plus 47-point differential. They're tied for first in the NFC right now. So I got to go with the Eagles. I think that they've also left a lot of football out there on the field, you know, and been in some games where, you know, they blow out a team in the first half and second half, you know, they kind of regress. And they do know it. people are looking at them like, oh, the Detroit Lions put up big points on them. But, I mean, they were blowing them out in that first half of that game, allowed them to come back. You know, I don't think the Eagles are a fantastic second-half team, but I think they'll take care of business by the third quarter, and this probably won't even be a close contest entering the fourth quarter. But we'll see. I'm not saying that the Cowboys can't come out here and put up a good fight, but I just got the Eagles taking this one. We'll see. You know, I'm going with my gut on this one. But shout out to Theodore one time, too, in the building.
Big shout out to Theodore for the $5 super chat. Says, found y'all's channel last week while watching Entertainers Show. Glad I did. Your show is such a polished package.
Ooh, thank you,
We
man.
appreciate that, Theodore. Thank you for stopping by and hanging out with us. And we also got to give a big shout out. One more call to the wild for the night. Tuto! For the $4.99 super chat, says Authentic, our deepest apologies. It is 1 a.m. and we're under strict curfew. New club rules. Can't stay up. No internet. No computers. No Wi-Fi. Love and peace. Salute Italy. I added that because I can't do a Tudo without a salute Italy. So shout out to Tudo. We appreciate you. Big shout out to Tony Brownhart. This is my first time catching y'all live. Love the content. We appreciate you stopping by, showing up, showing us some love. It means a lot to us. And big shout out, Vintage Sports Flips. If you guys heard us talk about it earlier, this is the gentleman who is sponsoring tonight's giveaway. So you guys make sure you guys check out his YouTube channel. He says he doesn't believe the Cowboys have faced an offensive line like Philly yet. He thinks the game will be decided over that matchup. Definitely going to be interesting. Kind of like you were saying,
Beard, in the trenches, man. Definitely in the trenches. For me, I think it might happen on the outside. It's going to start in the trenches. But if Devonta Smith and A.J. Brown get rolling and this running game get rolling, I'm telling you, they're literally going to just steamroll the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas is fortunate to be in the situation that they're in right now, dealing with a backup quarterback for 4 games. But you couldn't ask for no more. I mean, 4 wins, even if he goes 4-1. It's not that bad. It's not the end of the world. But it would be nice. I will say this. There's a part of me that's rooting for the Cowboys because it would be real nice to see them Eagles kind of, bump down to number 2 a little bit. That would be real nice. Give us a little bit more of a shot to get to the top of the division as well.
I mean, I think in reality, we all need Philly to lose because that separation would be, a little bit much. So I
especially
mean,
for y'all.
Yeah, thanks. I was trying to, be coy about that, but okay, yes, we specifically, as in the Commanders, okay.
Yes, sir.
But big shout out to Dallas and Philly. It's gonna be a great Sunday night game for sure.
It is, man. You have you been keeping track of these scores a little bit? Throughout the weeks. I know I got a nice little lead on you.
At 8 weeks, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna count them all up for us.
I got you. That's what's up, man. So big salute to all the new subscribers and the new supporters of the channel, man. Just wanted to say again, welcome to the family, man. No one here is really a fan because we all fans of the game. We are that. But when we get together and we talk football, everybody here is family. So we appreciate y'all pulling up. All right, man, let's get to my matchup here, man. Let's talk about these Ravens headed over to MetLife to take on the New York Giants.
Giants are on the board with 11:16 to go here in the third.
You see how I added a little bit of sound effects to that when I kind of spiced up the New York Giants just a little bit. Had to sice us.
Mic'd up a little bit.
Yeah, a little mic'd up, little sights and sounds, man. Shout out to Sights and Sounds because y'all definitely been helping us out with some of the background graphics. Definitely appreciate that, man. But the Baltimore Ravens, man, surprising 3-2, on the way they've been playing, especially. They've been playing some really good football, lost 2 close ones. Are headed to MetLife to take on the New York Giants, man. 4-1. That just right there just sounds crazy right there. Ravens favored by 7, though, man. Last week, the Ravens took care of business against the Bengals, 19-17, and we know the Giants went over to London, and we still smoking that Green Bay Pack as we speak right now. Took care of them Packers, 27-22. The last meeting between the Ravens and the Giants, the Ravens took care of business, man. They beat us 27-13. That was in 2020. No Saquon Barkley in that game. He was out for that matchup. And this one, man, I'm going to get right to it, man. Like, we got to try to find a way to stop Lamar Jackson. Everybody knows that that's the elephant in the room, obviously. But I think along that, you got to find a way to stop Mark Andrews. But I'm going to talk about the Lamar Jackson stuff first, man. And the Ravens defense as well. I think that the Ravens defense, a lot of people are kind of doubting them because they did come into last week as one of the worst pass defenses in the NFL. They're starting to get things together here now, though, and they're also getting a lot of people back healthy. I've been doing a little bit of research. I was in some Ravens forums over the weekend, and I was digging through BaltimoreRavens.com and digging through the comments. But the Ravens are probably going to have to just bail out and try to stop the run. We know what it is as New York Giants fans. I mean, some people want to try to, adjust the narrative a little bit, but Saquon Barkley is the reason why the Giants offense has been clicking this season. Dude has definitely been going off. He leads the NFL right now in yards from scrimmage with 676 yards from scrimmage. Barkley is second in the league right now in rushing behind Nick Chubb. He's got 533 yards. He's just 60 yards away from his grand total of 593 last season. So that's really good to see Saquon Barkley getting back. He's also caught 18 receptions for 143 yards. He's rushed for at least 70 yards in every game, and I've been talking about that. Those ugly games are just as important as those flashy superstar pretty games. So to get 70, he had 78, I believe, on 14 carries in Green Bay. Actually, that might be wrong. It was around 70 on 13 carries, I believe. But Barkley's getting it done, man. Gritty. They know that they have to stop Barkley, and Barkley is still finding a way to get the yards, man. So I think a lot of this game is going to be on Daniel Jones again. We saw it last week against the Packers. Daniel Jones really put the team on his back, in my eyes, for the real first time of the season in a victory. Tried to put the team on his back against the Dallas Cowboys, came up short. But Daniel Jones is going to have to ball out, man. And, I told the Beard before we got on today that I wanted to propose a question about Daniel Jones, but I thought that it would just make the conversation a little bit too lengthy. So we're going to save that for probably, I'd say, either Giant Overreaction on Monday or Tuesday's recap show. We'll save
depending
that.
Depending on how this game plays out, right?
Go, like y'all know, I'm liable to change my opinion at any given moment. Don't be coming for me, okay? I posted a tweet today about Stephen A. Smith picking the New York Giants, and people were like, I hate Stephen A. He's a clown. He's a bozo, this, that, and the third. And I always, I like to. The Beard knows this. I like
you
to
are
dig
the
deep.
devil's advocate, too,
I am the devil's advocate.
You are the devil's advocate.
People still don't understand that, on Twitter. I'm just like, I want to get deep down to know why. So why do you hate Stephen A. Smith? And they're just like, he's got horrible takes and he's always changing his opinion, all that. Well, I'm like, man, you're probably not going to like me too much because, man, I'm just a fan trying to give my honest takes. And I'm liable to change my opinion at any given moment. If I'm presented with more facts, why would I try to die on the mountain, after we got more facts? Now, the facts are right now with Daniel Jones, listen, the dude has not thrown a touchdown since week 2. I don't know how y'all came up watching football, but where I watch football, that ain't good.
It's a large sample from a small sample size.
It's a large sample from a small sample size. Got to admit. But right now, Daniel Jones, there's only one eligible quarterback in the whole entire league that has less passing yards and less touchdowns, and y'all are playing against him tonight. So good luck to you, Beard. Justin Fields is the only quarterback who started all 5 games that looks, worse than Daniel Jones in the passing game. Now, I'm not, throwing dirt on Daniel Jones. Let's just keep it real here. Three passing touchdowns, bro. I'm going to need you to have some more rushing touchdowns or something. I'm going to need you to get it done. Also, though, let me give you some good Daniel Jones. Yeah, he hasn't thrown an interception in 3 out of the 5 games. We got to get rid of that whole turnover narrative. He's definitely fixed that problem. But there's a bunch of other problems with this New York Giants offense outside of Saquon Barkley. Right now, we're ranked 31st in passing yards and just 29th in attempts. So a lot of that isn't on Daniel Jones. The philosophy and the scheme is just not allowing him to throw the ball down the field. And outside the philosophy and the scheme, we also got to talk about the injuries that have happened at the wide receiver position with Kenny Golladay, Kadarius Toney, Sterling Shepard. You're losing your top 3, top 4 wide receivers when you go into Green Bay or you go to London to take on Green Bay, and you still find a way to put up your best passing statistics of the season. So big props to Daniel Jones on that. You get a couple air horns, a couple vibes one time. At the same time, I think that he's getting his feet wet in this system and within this playbook. I'm looking for Daniel Jones to come out against the Baltimore Ravens and elevate because they're going to bail out to try to stop Saquon Barkley. I still need Saquon to do his damage on the ground. I still need him to get that 70. The Beard always has those benchmarks.
Wear the defense out. Like, sometimes people don't understand that the running back's job is when they're loading up the box, the running back's job is not always to try and break through a full box for, crazy gains. It's to wear the defense down. And by wearing the defense down, it keeps your defense off the field a little bit longer, and it allows you to open up some of the windows that Awthentik likes to talk about. We got to get a T-shirt, maybe like a collaboration of Goody Mob and New York Giants of who's that looking through your window.
In my window?
Yeah. Bow! Daniel Jones now.
Right.
But no,
up,
yeah.
man.
I just think that's something, because a lot of times it's easy for us as fans to get lost in the stats, and we forget about the little things. And wearing down the defense as a running back is something that Saquon Barkley can do and has shown that he's been able to do so far this season. And then all it takes is a little bit of rhythm for him to get going and produce the big gains and the big yards and the big touchdowns that he has done thus far. I mean, to me, that's one of the big points is, do the same thing that you've been doing, New York Giants. And if you notice, they've been getting better. Yeah, RTDB, run the damn ball. But they've been getting better at things each week. And that, to me, is something I always look at for these teams. Like, my team, the Commanders, we seem to fix one thing and then regress at something else. Whereas the Giants have continuously improved. It might not be drastic in every aspect of improvements, but they've making little improvements in every aspect of their game, each game. And to me, that's what winning football games is all about. So as long as you keep doing the same thing and continue to, make those improvements and progress as far as the passing game goes, defense and things like that, it's going to be a chess match, because, you got Wink on the defensive side, calling the defense. So it's like he's seeing Lamar Jackson in person every day, but also, the Ravens know Wink very, very well.
Not enough people are talking about that in the Giants community either. A lot of people are speaking on it from Wink's perspective and saying, oh, he knows Lamar Jackson. He's going to know how to stop him. He's going to know how to shut him down. But you also can't forget that Lamar Jackson, throughout his whole entire career, was going up against Wink Martindale's defense in practice all day long. So, like you said, I definitely think it's going to be a chess match, and it's whoever's got the best strategy coming into this game is probably going to win it. The defense is so important for both teams. I think the Ravens, as of 5 weeks, they've been struggling to set the edge a lot, and teams have had success running the ball a little bit towards the outside on them. So I do expect the Giants to attack that zone kind of rushing style, maybe bring the Wildcat back for this week too, because we saw Saquon Barkley have a big run on the Wildcat last week, and he also ran the Wildcat on the goal line when we had a touchdown as well. So for me, it's I really think it's all about the defenses. It's like, whose defense is really going to show up and stop the other team's weapons? We can't forget about Duvernay on our side of the ball, too, because Duvernay has been utilized in the running attack from the Ravens as well, and he can make the deep down-the-field kind of receptions that are game changers. So, for me, we know we have not faced a quarterback like a Lamar Jackson. And I went through and I looked at all the quarterbacks we face, and I was like, man, this is what's really scaring me about this week. And as we speak, I'm thinking in my mind, am I going to pick the Giants or am I going to pick the Ravens? I'm literally still thinking about it. But right now we face Ryan Tannehill week one with a cast, a bunch of wide receivers that were relatively unknown week one outside of Robert Woods coming off the ACL injury. Then Baker Mayfield. Then we lost to Cooper Rush, Justin Fields, and Aaron Rodgers with a group of wide receivers that he's trying to get adjusted with. So this kind of reminds me going back to that year when our defense was ranked top 10 coming out of 2020, and I had to tell people, man, y'all need to pump the brakes. Like, look at all the backup quarterbacks we faced that season. And, it was Brandon Allen. It was Kyle Allen. It was Mitchell Trubisky. It was, that was an ongoing theme that came from Awthentik. And it was almost like I'm mad at myself for not remembering all the quarterbacks because I heard it so many damn times. But it's so true. I was going to say Colt McCoy. When Colt McCoy went in Seattle and won a game that year.
You basically could say those guys, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, a caliber quarterback of those kind of guys,
and Lamar Jackson is not like, there is no other quarterback like Lamar Jackson.
Definitely not.
I mean, there's Jalen Hurts, obviously.
Cowboys matchup, right?
Yeah.
I wanted to bring up Jalen Hurts, too. Like, Jalen Hurts is good. He ain't no
but
Lamar
Jackson is Lamar Jackson. And the Baltimore run game, I think, that you talk about the defense, the New York Giants defense being able to stop the run is going to be critical in this game. The Giants have allowed 131.6 yards per game on the ground. Baltimore's averaging 144.6 yards per game on the ground. So once again, a lot of these matchups are going to be won and lost in the trenches on both sides of the ball for both teams. So New York Giants run defense needs to step up in this game. That's going to be critical. And it's obviously, you have to have some sort of containment. You're not going to stop Lamar Jackson.
You need that.
But you can contain him.
And let me tell you why I'm extremely worried about that. Late in games, we've seen in 2 games, Wink Martindale send blitzes from the secondary that get home to pretty much end the game. We definitely saw that against the Packers, right, with Xavier McKinney coming in on the blitz and ending that game on 4th and 2 for Aaron Rodgers. Now, what I'm worried about the most in this game is that we need to get pressure on Lamar Jackson, which normally so far through 5 games with the Giants hasn't really just come from the players up front. We've been able to send blitzes to get pressure on the quarterback. But with Xavier McKinney being, I think that he's going to be pretty much tied to the hip with Mark Andrews in this game, because if you don't do that, Mark Andrews is going to kill us in that passing attack. The Giants right now have only allowed 91 pass completions on the season. It's the fewest in the NFL right now, okay? But against the rush, we're not that great. We're ranked 26. And you just talked about the stats, giving up, a ton of yards on the ground. We've given up 146 yards or more in 3 out of the 5 games on the ground. So I'm extremely worried about that as well. But you're going to have to keep Xavier McKinney tied to the hip with Mark Andrews. So I think that not only is going to affect our pass rush, it's also going to affect Xavier McKinney stepping up in the run, having to worry about one of the perennial tight ends in the league. Mark Andrews right now has 4 touchdowns on the season, 35 receptions. He's one of the go-tos, for Lamar Jackson, has been for his whole entire career. The other thing that presents is that if you're going to be stepping up and having a safety covering Mark Andrews, Duvernay down the field could be an issue. We're banged up at the cornerback position. It's been that, especially at CB2 all year long. So we're going to have to get pressure from our guys up front. Good thing we got Leonard Williams back in this game. That's going to definitely help a ton.
That's huge.
Kayvon Thibodeau is starting to, become the guy that we expected him to be, drafted in the first round.
He's catching up with the speed.
He's catching up. 8 quarterback pressures over the past 2 weeks. That leads all rookie defenders throughout that span in the entire NFL. So these guys are going to have their biggest games if the Giants want to get a victory in this one. Do I have faith that that's going to happen? I'm still skeptical about it. Now, the Giants are a great second-half team, a horrible first-half team. That's what it's been throughout the whole entire season so far, through 5 weeks of football, right? The Ravens are kind of the opposite. Shout out to Nick, who does the podcast with Dan Schneider, I believe it is. I don't know how you pronounce his last name, but Dan and Nick, they do one of the better podcasts, Nick Folletto. And he brought up he put this on his Twitter as well. He was talking about the way that the Ravens have collapsed in the second half. And he said that the Ravens surrendered a 28-7 and a 35-14 lead against Miami and ended up losing that game 42-38. They were also up 20-3 against Buffalo, and they lost that game 23-20. So the Ravens are definitely struggling in the second half, man. The Giants have had great comeback wins against the Tennessee Titans and against the Green Bay Packers, both number 1 seeds from each side of the conference. So that does say a lot, but I do think that both of those teams have took a step back this year. So I'm taking it with a grain of salt. Injuries in this game, before we go to our scores on this one, we talked about Leonard Williams coming back. Kadarius Toney did not practice. Kenny Galladay did not practice. Kenny Galladay is definitely not playing. Cordero Flott did not practice. Wan'Dale Robinson was limited, that's amazing for me. I'd love to see that kid get out on the field. And Darnay Holmes, if I got to see that damn tweet again, I'm going to lose my mind. Y'all better stop retweeting that Darnay Holmes tweet from last week. Y'all know what it is.
He was manscaping on the sideline.
He's manscaping on the sideline. Shout out to the Beard. He's dealing with a quad injury, but he was limited in practice as well, along with Azeez Ojulari, Adoree Jackson, and Saquon Barkley. So guys got to get healthy. I wish we were 100% healthy coming into this game. It'd give us a better shot at a win. But let me get some last closing remarks on this game, and let me see your score prediction on this one so I can do a little thinking over here and see if I'm going to pick the Giants for what. I've picked the Giants every week so far this season.
I have too, except for one. I just want to, before I give you my score, I just want to say that before we started this season, I sent over the records for the NFC East to Awthentik, right? And Awthentik said, "Man, you sure this is what you think? This is what you want? Everybody has a winning record." When I gave him my records, he was like, "You really think the Giants got this?"
We're
so
there.
Like I've had
you
this
faith.
yourself,
you know that, right?
With Washington.
Yeah,
I got that much. But listen, I'll take 3 out of the 4 right. You know what I'm saying? Those are good odds. But no, I am. It's tough for me to pick against Lamar Jackson. My selection is not necessarily against.
This is good. You sure?
It's a quad injury? And shout out Simon. I see you. I know you got to go. Drop those fantasy questions really fast, and I'll give you a quick answer before we move on.
Oh, I did see somebody asked about Terry McLaurin or Taysom Hill. I don't know if that was Simon or not, but we could quickly get that out the way.
I think it was. And because, we always like to help when we can. To me, Taysom Hill is scary because Taysom Hill is boom or bust.
Yeah.
So I thought about picking him up in one of my leagues. He was available. But it's like, am I really going to start him? He could give me 3 points or he could give you 30 points. And, teams are going to probably be scheming for him after a week like that. So I personally would go Terry McLaurin. And I think he had another one. It was Brian Robinson or...
I like Terry McLaurin as well. And the Bears' rush defense is really good, so they're going to be bailing out to try to stop the run as well. You should be able to get to throw the ball. And Carson Wentz been doing his thing. He's been definitely doing his thing all year long so far. I mean, a couple little woes here as far as pressure getting to him, but that's about it.
Yeah, and then he said, so Terry McLaurin or Taysom Hill, and then he said Brian Robinson or Cam Akers.
Oh, I go Brian Robinson. First start, he's going to try to show out tonight.
Hopefully, because those are two of the worst run teams in the National Football Leagues. But I think I would go Brian Robinson over Cam Akers. So hopefully that helps you out, Simon. And unfortunately,
Yankee Nation said Kyler Murray or Aaron Rodgers. Big decision for him.
I always go with the guy who's going to give me rushing yards.
I knew you was going to say that. I knew you was going to say that.
As much as I hate to do it, I have to go Kyler Murray. Even though Kyler Murray hasn't been running a lot this season.
Yeah.
His numbers are going to start to pick up, though, a little bit because he's going to get D-Hop back next week. So now we've opened the floodgates. Deebo Samuel or DK Metcalf?
Deebo Samuel.
Deebo Samuel. He gives you that dual threat. Although Metcalf has been playing really well
Packers.
as of late.
Who do the Packers play this week? Jets.
Are they Jets?
I'm going Aaron Rodgers.
Okay, yeah. If you guys want more fantasy football advice, make sure you guys tune in every Sunday morning at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We do the parlay. We hit all your fantasy questions. So make sure you guys check in on Sunday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Deebo over Curtis Samuel. As much as I love Curtis Samuel in this game,
Curtis Samuel has been getting a ton of targets though.
He leads the Washington in receptions, and Terry McLaurin leads in yards. So shout out to them. Listen, I love the Giants nation. I love this Giants team. This is not me picking. This is not me picking against the Giants. It's me not picking against Lamar Jackson. So I am going to go with the Baltimore Ravens. But I would not be shocked if the Giants beat the Ravens. I don't think any win now moving forward for the New York Giants is not going to shock me.
Yeah.
That's how much I think of an improved overall team and how well-coached team they are. So I would not be shocked if the Giants win this game, but I am going to pick the Ravens to win this game by a final score of 24-20.
Stan's got 24 for the Ravens as well, too. He's got 24-23 Ravens. Man, that's a close game. I mean, they battled with the Bengals 19-17 last week. I'm not going to pick the Giants. First week of the year, I'm not going to pick the Giants. I got to go Ravens.
You can always have Sunday. You always have Sunday to change your mind. I do have Sunday to
change my mind, but I don't think I'm going to change my mind. I'm going to go with the Ravens. I think this is going to be a L that the Giants will take. That it'll be a great, learning type of game where you understand where you live in the NFC. Lamar Jackson is undefeated, 12-0 against the NFC in his career. If there's anything that'll jinx it, that might be it. But I'm gonna pick the Ravens in a close one. I think too. I think it'll be. It's not gonna come down to a last drive. I'm gonna take the Ravens in this one, 27-17.
It's gonna be a fun one. It's
Spike
gonna be a
don't
fun
care.
one.
I got a Spike don't care me. I got Spike don't care me, man.
There's a
Theodore
lot
says
of there's a
32-20
lot of there's a
Giants.
lot of there's a lot of Giants love in here. Theodore, shout out Theodore.
He said confident.
32-20 Giants.
Hey, what is
Crazy.
it saying from your mouth to God's ears? Yeah, hopefully, man. I really hope we can win that game because at 5-1, we were talking on Twitter today with a bunch of people. Their chances of getting to the playoffs is like 85%, man. So that would be really, really good, man. And Stan says authentic, less optimistic than Stan. Yeah, I mean, just this is the toughest
Not
matchup
necessarily
of the year.
less optimistic, but here at
More
Authentic and The
realistic.
Beard, we like to be realistic. That's all.
Yeah, more realistic. All right, let's get this this Manscaped read out the way and then set them up for a little bit of trivia time, man. Somebody's gonna win an awesome prize today, man. I'm so geeked for y'all Giants fans one time, man. Like it's gonna be a great prize. And it's a very winnable trivia question too. But let's get this Manscaped read out the way one time. And yeah, we'll bring a little vibes for the background of this. Support for Awthentik and The Beard is brought to you by Manscaped, who is the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Their products are precision-engineered tools for your family jewels.
Bars.
Manscaped Performance Package, the ultimate men's hygiene bundle. Join over 6 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with this exclusive offer for you. 20% off and free worldwide shipping, Craig, with the code AATB at manscaped.com. I actually ended up watching Friday After Next last night, man. Go back and watch that joint. I'm telling you, it's a lot better than I remembered. Because in the franchise, the third one was normally the one we looked at as, you know, the more weaker one of the trilogy. I don't know, man. That joint had the best one-liners maybe of all three of them. Great film. Definitely go check that joint out, man.
Barbecue sauce so good, make you want to slap your mama.
Slap your mama. That's 20% off and free shipping worldwide at manscaped.com. Use that code, man, AATB. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped. We're at 7:46, The Beard. I say we don't go to a commercial break like we planned on. Let's just get right into this trivia section, man. And I gotta cue up some jazz flutes, man. Y'all know what it is. I didn't have the jazz flutes queued up, but for this version of trivia, we definitely need some jazz flutes. I think it's only appropriate.
Get those trivia fingertips ready, ladies and gentlemen.
Definitely get your Google fingers ready. Definitely get your Google fingers ready, because this one is Googleable.
So wait, are we going to show them before the question, or are we just going to wait until somebody wins?
I like that you brought up that idea, so let's show them what the lucky prize is going to be today on Awthentik and The Beard.
So if you are a Washington Commanders fan, we have something for you as well, okay? So this is brought to you by Vintage Sports Flips, okay? So you guys can check them out on YouTube, on Instagram, on whatnot. The eBay store and Etsy store are in the description below. He has sent us an awesome vintage Washington Redskins pennant.
You didn't show me that one. I didn't see that one. That's fire.
Oh,
Look at that old school helmet.
Yeah.
That helmet reminds me of the punter, the black punter for the Miami Dolphins. Reggie Roby?
Yeah.
Reggie Roby vibes.
guy.
Okay.
And even more vintage for the New York Giants. Look at this vintage New York Giants pennant, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely amazing. Such a super dope piece. And look, you see that guy's helmet right there? You see that guy's helmet? About ready to throw the football. That looks like a YA tittle. But look at this.
Look like a YA tittle.
Not only are you going to get the pennant, you are going to get this insane vintage leather helmet, ladies and gentlemen. This piece right here, easily well over $100 item. This is a real deal vintage leather football helmet. Damn near antique, okay? Vintage leather football helmet. Absolutely insane piece. And big shout outs to the homie at Vintage Sports Flips. Big shout out to the homie Keith. He is an awesome guy. I got a chance to meet him at the National Card Show convention in Atlantic City earlier this year. He's got a YouTube channel, Vintage Sports Flips. He's been here in the chat already today. He is actually an Eagles fan. And you can find him on Instagram. You can find him everywhere. I put the links to his eBay store, his Etsy store, everywhere you can find him. It's all in the description of this video. So make sure that you guys check him out. Awesome guy. And big shout out to him for supplying us with this giveaway. Also, whoever wins too, we're going to throw you guys some stickers that he sent as well.
Man, looking forward to this segment. Shout out to the homie Juice Jones too. He asked who's our supplier. He let you know Vintage Sport Flips, I believe it is.
Vintage Sports Flips.
And then also Over the Years Sports, man. The Beard's second channel as well sponsors us normally during, all the cards we've given away to Bomb, Tiki Barber, Michael Strahan, Hakeem Nicks, all that stuff we gave away was from the Beard as well. So shout out to both of y'all, man. Like, these kind of giveaways, this is where, the graphics department can't do nothing about that. You know what I'm saying? So salute to y'all, man. All right, man. I hope y'all got y'all Google fingers ready because it is
Jazz Flutes.
Trivia time. Well. Hope y'all are ready, man, because, man, this gift is going to be fire. And the Beard is very prompt on his shipping. You'll probably have that thing in about 2-3 days, man, maximum. This dude be getting to it. So big shout out to y'all, man, for supplying us with all this memorabilia for the day, man. All right, Jazz Flutes will give you about 10 seconds. Check. Get your stuff ready. Get your extra tab open, so you can hit your, your Googles and get your right answers here. This is going to be a Giants-related trivia question.
Remember, it's the first person that we see on our end. It might look different than what you guys see on your end, but due to different internet lags, we have to go by who we see in our chat first.
And I've got the private chat ready to go for confirmation.
Yep.
So once you see it, I'll see it. We'll confirm. We'll get it going. We had a little bit of a blunder last week. Had to give away 2 gifts. And the way our banking is set up, that ain't the way. Okay? All right. So, like I said, the hint is this is Giants trivia. I pulled this from, where is it at? Oh, man. I've got this trivia calendar that I had here from 2021, and I pulled this from that book. So if you have the Giants 2021 trivia, get to flipping. Try to find that out. All right, so today's trivia question is, I almost clicked the answer. What 2 Giants defenders made the Pro Bowl in the 2018 season? Chat, you got about 5 seconds because this one, I know somebody going to be coming in hot with this answer in no time. What 2 Giants defenders made the Pro Bowl in the 2018 season? We will wait until we see a winner chicken dinner, as my man The Beard says on his channel. Welcome to the party, my man.
Ooh, man.
Okay. Seeing a couple answers coming in hot. Beard, you know what you got to do? You got to give me the applause when you see the answer.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Remember, it is defenders.
Giants defenders. I think I see one. What do you see? You good? Judges, do we have confirmation on a winner?
We have confirmation on a winner, ladies and gentlemen.
So the correct answer is safety. Newly acquired safety, Landon Collins, and a linebacker, Olivier Vernon. The first person we saw in the chat with the correct answer. Shout out to the OG. Old man Rob is taking home a vintage helmet and a vintage New York Giants pennant. Shout out to old man Rob. Rob, all you got to do is reach out to us on Twitter. Either me or The Beard, you can DM us. Just give us your address. Shipping information, we'll get that sent out to you as soon as possible. Or you can email us at awthenticandthebeard@gmail.com. Or you can hit up Awthentik at All or Nothing Studios. Either of those will be good to go. And let's show that prize one more time on the big screen.
Congratulations. I mean, what an absolutely awesome prize. A vintage leather helmet and a vintage New York Giants pennant. Big shout out to Vintage Sports Flips for supplying us with the awesome hookup.
Damn. Shout out my man Kai one time in the building, man. Yeah, Olivier Vernon and Landon Collins. I thought that was a tricky one, so I kind of wanted to, throw a little fork in the road for y'all, man. Shout out to old man Rob for winning that helmet and that pennant, man. You lucky, Rob. I was damn near about to make a fake burner account, be in the chat right away, like, yeah, Olivier Vernon and Landon Collins.
The old man Rob is so happy he hasn't even said anything in the chat since he answered.
He's dropping tears of joy right now, man. He probably flipped his laptop lid closed after he won. But shout out to old man Rob. If you're not catching this, catch it on the replay, man. Make sure you send us your information. We'll get that sent out. If we don't hear from you in a day or two, man, we'll find a way to reach out to you as well, man. Shout out to everybody who tried to drop an answer in the chat too, man. That was really like high stakes, man. Very high stakes today on Awthentik and The Beard, man. So salute to y'all, man. And Beard, I said we got about 5 minutes, so let's do this, man. Let's take a quick commercial break. Plug the parlay if we can for those who don't know about the parlay, all our new subscribers, and we'll be right back to do the Washington Commanders and at the Chicago Bears matchup here in 1 second.
Your wide receiver on IR? Aw, shucks. Your running back keep fumbling every week? Man, damn it all. Well, come chop it up with your boys. We are waiver wire tight. Awthentik and The Beard. Every Sunday morning, streaming live at 11 a.m.
Shout out to the graphics
Shout out to the
department.
graphics department, dog. Hey, shout out to our homie doing the edits too over here, man, switching up all these videos. These are the homies for those of y'all that don't know. Big salute to us one time. You know I had to drop the gangster vibes for these nuggets and these roadmaps we about to get from the Beard one time. The Commanders at 1-4 are headed to Chicago to take on those Chicago Bears sitting at a surprising 2-3. Last week, the Bears lost to the Vikings in a fairly close game, 29-22, and Washington lost to the Titans on a last series play that was intercepted. Carson Wentz throws a third down interception to end that game, and the Commanders fall to 1-4. They end up losing that game 21-17. Commanders have lost 4 straight games. Last week, Minnesota's Kirk Cousins completed his first 17 passes against the Chicago Bears, and the Vikings scored 3 first-half touchdowns against the Bears. I think things are looking way up for y'all tonight. I'm going to tell y'all off the bat, I'm probably picking the Washington Commanders in this game. Carson Wentz caught a lot of flack from not only the fans, but from his coach this past week in a press conference where when asked about the troubles within the Washington Commanders locker room and why they aren't excelling like other teams in the NFC East, he said one word: quarterback. But Washington Commanders quarterback is 5th in passing yards. He's 6th in passing touchdowns in the NFL. And get this, Marjorie, I have not seen you in the chat, but I'm about to drop a Marge bomb on y'all that I saw on Twitter. Carson Wentz is 6-0 on Thursday Night Football. If he gets to 7-0, he's only going to join like about 4 or 5 other quarterbacks. The Bears have the 9th best passing defense right now, allowing 197.2 passing yards per game. The Beard, let me know these roadmaps and these nuggets. What you got, my guy? I'm getting the barbecue sauce. I'm dipping, bro. I'm dipping right now. Run the damn ball.
Listen,
Yes, sir.
listen, ladies and gentlemen, we already know what Washington has to do. We talked about it on Tuesday night. Every single team in the NFC East won last weekend except for Washington. Every single one of them ran the ball at least 30 plus times, okay? Except for Washington. So you got to run the damn ball, okay? The Bears allow 170 yards per game on the ground. That's 31st in the National Football League. I don't want to hear no excuses. If you don't come out there running the ball, something's wrong, okay? I mean, I'll be happy if you go out there passing the ball and you're up 21-0. Hey, I'm not going to complain. But run the damn ball, okay? Run the damn ball. Washington, on the other hand, is 28th in the National Football League in rushing yards per game. They're averaging a despicable, disgusting,
Abhorrent.
utterly unacceptable.
I tried to tap into my Caucasian vocabulary fast right there.
89 yards a game on the ground. Okay?
You know what's crazy about that 89? New York Giants won the Super Bowl in 2011, averaging 89 yards per game on the ground.
Yeah, well, you also had some defensive gems and a couple of, nice plays here
Hall
and
of
there.
Fame quarterback.
Yeah, Hall of Fame quarterback.
Continue.
That would have been a good answer. Quarterback. Yeah, to that.
Quarterback.
We got to clip that up and just use it for the rest of the existence
Facts.
of Authentic.
And I
the
saw
Beard.
Jay Jean saying we need a Debo clip. I was definitely thinking about that as I was watching Friday After Next the other night. I was like, we need some clips from some old school OG movies, man. Some hood movies at that.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. You know, we're hood movie guys.
Oh,
you know,
love hood movies.
We watch a good rom-com every once in a while, you know,
Yeah,
some
good
Bad
Three
Boys.
Strikes, you know, yeah, a little Soul Plane maybe.
Listen, get the laundry off the field, okay? Get the laundry off the field. 20 penalties in the last 2 games
Horrible.
combined for Washington. You can't do that. You got to come out here, play disciplined football, okay? And listen, the turnovers. We got to force a turnover and not turn the ball over. Washington is second worst in turnover differential in the NFL at -7. So to let that sink in, we talked about the Eagles earlier this episode, who is the number 1 team in the National Football League in turnover differential. They're at +9. That's a 16 turnover differential between the 2 teams, okay? So Washington definitely needs to force some turnovers and not turn the ball over. There should be no excuses. This defense has been playing a lot better, but we need some big plays. We need some turnovers, okay? And last but certainly not least, if Scott Turner decides to ignore myself and everybody else in the entire world, Craig, and not run the damn ball, you got to at least protect Carson Wentz, okay? Because we've seen it. As long as you can protect Carson Wentz, he can make the big plays, okay? Yeah. So we're going to need the offensive line to just, you got to do it. Like, let's go down there. I need to see some hunger, okay? Like, I will never question somebody being hungry, but I need to see it. You know, it's easy for us to say this is a must-win game, right? And I don't like to go week to week to week, but I do, because it is about, you know, when you're 1-4, you can only focus on what's ahead of you, and that's this week, right?
Definitely.
So listen, go out there and play like you know that you need to win this game. That's all I ask for. You know, like a little bit of urgency, a little extra speed, a little extra, you know, when you hit somebody, get some excitement. Let me see some people fired up on the sidelines. Okay, that's what I want. There you go. That's what I needed. Marge bomb for, and just in time, because I'm gonna drop a little bomb here. Okay, shout out to the homie Max Webster. He sent me this nugget on Twitter.
Solid nugget.
Shout out to everybody in the chat. And everybody who's subscribed and everybody who's watching on Twitter and Facebook, because we love it. The interaction that we have with you guys, and you send us nuggets and we send you guys giveaways, and that's what family's all about. So shout out Max Webster for sending me this nugget. Since 2016, new head coaches are 8-15 on Thursday Night Football. 3 of those 8 wins came when 2 new head coaches were playing each other, okay? This year, brand new head coaches are 0-2 already on Thursday Night Football. As you know, Chicago Bears have a new head coach. And on that note, I'm taking the Washington Commanders to come out victorious in this game tonight. And listen, this is the second week in a row I said I wasn't going to pick Washington to win any more games. They have no business winning. But you have no business losing to the Chicago Bears on Thursday Night Football. So I'm going to go with the Washington Commanders to win this game by a final score of 24-13.
24-13. I like the score. Justin Fields coming off his best game of the year, man. He was 15-21, 208 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions, passer rating of 118.8 versus the Vikings. He was also their leading rusher. He was the entire offense. He's going to need to do that again if they want to have a chance in this game. I'm going to go with the Commanders, too. I think y'all win this one convincing. Getting back to the run, Brian Robinson debut is going to be a fantastic debut as a starter. He got named the starter this past week. I'm going to take the Commanders in this one. I'm going to go 28-13 Commanders. 4 tubs.
Nice.
4 tubs. 3 of them from Carson Wentz.
Let's go.
Let's
man.
Go. So we're about good 10 minutes away from kickoff. I see Tony Gonzalez is out on the field with his patent leather gloves he likes to wear on warm weather. I don't know what that's about.
What were the gloves from Dan Marino and Ace Ventura? They were isotoners, right?
Oh, the like OJ? I think isotoner was OJ, right? Yeah, I don't want to be talking about OJ on here too much.
I mean, I guess they were just like famous 90s gloves in general.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely those murder gloves. They look like murder gloves for sure. Shout out Big Pat in the building one time, man. Salute to him.
Yeah, I see a lot. I see some Chicago Bears people in here. Killer shot.
Hey,
I hope
killer
my boy
shot,
Fields goes for 5 touchdowns.
2 on the ground, 3 through the air. It's possible.
Shout out to Joe Deals, Bears fan as
Big
well.
shout out Joe Deals.
Appreciate you, Joe Deals. And one more time, again, everybody, as soon as this stream ends, make sure y'all go find Vintage Sport Flips on YouTube. Right there, Vintage Sport Flips. Make sure y'all go find him on YouTube. Subscribe to his channel. I'm telling you right now, this guy finds some of the craziest, most awesome stuff out there. And straight up honest, real cool dude. And he has been enjoying our channel, and he reached out to us, and we can't thank him enough. So big shout out to my man Keith over at Vintage Sport Flips. We really appreciate you. So make sure y'all do what Awthentik and The Beard fam does, and that's go show some love, because that's what we always do here. That's why we always have such a good time and a great chat and a great community, because we're all about showing love to each other. So big shout out to Vintage Sport Flips. We appreciate the love once again, my man.
Big facts. And I think Lax put the channel in the chat, so definitely appreciate that, Lax.
Shout out.
I see Big Pat says a fun fact about Troy Aikman. Only threw over 20 touchdowns one time in his career, but has 3 rings and a gold jacket. Crazy for real.
Team football is all I can say.
Team football is all I can say at the end. Okay, I couldn't decipher that at the end. You know what's wild is I called Troy Aikman the best game manager in the history of NFL, and people gave me flack for it.
They were not happy about that.
Yeah, they didn't like that. They didn't like that. I mean, Dallas Cowboys fans probably. I mean, he was great at it. He was really good at it. Game manager's not a bad title, but any last thoughts or anything before we get off air, man? We got about a good 10 minutes here before kickoff. I got the game right here. I'm looking at him showing Carson Wentz throwing the interception, throwing his helmet off, going back to the locker room angry.
Just please, baby Jesus.
Please, baby.
I cannot wake up tomorrow morning. Matter of fact, I cannot go to sleep tonight having to look at another disastrous Twitter feedback Washington Commanders game. This is a big game for us. It's must win as must win gets. So I'm just, I'm really hoping that we can put it together. And, I'm excited for the rest of this week. I'm excited for Sunday. We got some great games coming up. Make sure you guys tune in at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time right here at Awthentik and The Beard for the parlay. It's going to be an awesome one. And shout out once again to everybody who's tuning in, because we hit another 100 mark today. It's just great to see all these people coming and having a good time. That's what it's all about here at Awthentik and The Beard.
Yeah, that's facts, man. It's been a really good week for us, man. Just behind the numbers and whatnot with our channel, man. 2 videos that went over 1,000. That's crazy. Can't thank y'all enough, man. Y'all just tuning in to see 2 childhood homies talk about football, man. We definitely appreciate it, man. And building this community has been an experience I will never forget, man, for the rest of my life. Definitely appreciate all y'all tuning in tonight. Look at that. The biceps already popping up in the chat. So salute to y'all. Y'all know what it is, man. Left side.
Strong side.
Y'all know what it is over here, man. Keep raising that bar, man. Keep living those dreams, because the universe flows in Technicolor and surround sound, man. We will see y'all on Monday for the overreaction and on Tuesday for the recap. I hope that my man The Beard can get a W, man, so he can start watching some national media. You know how when you get the W, you want to watch every show, every segment. I wish that upon you for this week, man. But until next show, man, y'all be good. Enjoy tonight's game. Commanders get the W. I can't say go Commanders because,
Spike don't care.
Y'all be good, man. We'll see y'all next show. Peace.